Hello guys and gals and welcome! So today we finally get information on the Diablo II Resurrected beta, and I put a very hurried post on the date earlier, but we're going to go over all the details now. So we have our news article here, literally just posted just a few minutes ago. Play Diablo II Resurrected during the early access and open beta. The war against the burning hells is about to enter a new chapter on Windows PC, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4 starting August 13th at 10 a.m. PDT. Longtime fans and new players alike will have a chance to participate in the upcoming early access test. Players can take part by pre-purchasing Diablo II Resurrected or Diablo Primeval Collection on Windows PC or eligible consoles. Following the early access weekend on August 20th at 10 a.m. PDT, the open beta weekend will be open to everyone on supported platforms. See Frequently Asked Questions for details on how to gain access by platform. Table of contents. We have new classes, multiplayer and miscellaneous details, community feedback. 8.13 early access to open beta begins. We've got 8.20 to 8.23 is the open beta. I got a time zone converter in here so you can figure out when your particular characters are going to be good. So we've got Druid is going to be accessible now, and we're also going to have the Paladin accessible now. So, you know, we've got those two characters that weren't accessible last time when the alpha came out. Multiplayer and miscellaneous details. Both test weekends will have multiplayer enabled alongside cross progression on Windows, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and so basically the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 too. That's interesting. Up to 8 players can play together in one game, besides complementary skills that help each other in battle. Experience monster hit points and quantity of items dropped scale upwards as more players join the session. Additionally, players can choose to duel each other or even claim rivals' ear in PvP combat. Lastly, the technical alpha, both Act 1, The Sightless Eye, and Act 2, The Secret of Visagere, will be fully playable. The fully remade Act 1 and 2 cinematics will also be viewable in the Diablo II Resurrected Early Access and Open Beta. That's very, very awesome. All players who pre-purchased Diablo II Resurrected and currently own Diablo 3 will be able to immediately unlock the Heritage of Ariat and Diablo 2 themed Barbarian Transmog sets in Diablo 3. Okay, interesting. Kind of like a blue war paint look. Anyone who pre-purchased Diablo Primeval Collection can also earn their Mephisto pet and equip a menacing Hatred Grasp wing set in Diablo 3 for more details. Community feedback. Throughout the technical alpha, the community was incredible in sharing their feedback, bugs, and other insight from their experiences throughout the test. Please share your impressions as we continue to polish the game. While upholding the authenticity of the original game's design, we welcome you to share your feedback on the official Diablo 2 forums or Diablo subreddit. If you're unable to directly participate in these tests, but want to follow the game's development, please keep an eye on Diablo II Resurrected live streams across Twitch.tv and YouTube Gaming. If you want to learn more about Diablo II Resurrected, check out our website here for real-time updates, or follow our Twitter page. Frequently asked questions. Yes. How do I take part in the early access beta? Starting Friday, August 13th, Windows, PC, Xbox Series, and PlayStation players who pre-purchased Diablo II Resurrected or Diablo Prime will be able to play Early Access Beta at 10 a.m. PDT on those supported platforms. Players will be able to preload the game starting August 11th. Nice. Please note, on console platforms, the Early Access Beta will be available to download from within your own game library. How do I take part in the Open Beta? Starting Wednesday, August 18th, Windows PC players will be able to preload the open beta via their Battle.net client. On Xbox Series X, 1, PlayStation 5, and 4, will be able to preload their beta starting August 17th after early access beta ends from the store pages across the Xbox Live Marketplace and PlayStation Store. On August 20th at 10 a.m. PDT, they will be able to play the game. The open beta is available to anyone in the public who wishes to participate on a supported platform. Very cool. How long would the beta last? The early access weekend test will run until August 17th at 10 a.m. PDT. The open beta weekend will run until the 23rd at 10 a.m. PDT. This will allow us to get the right amount of gameplay feedback and client performance data. Reference this time zone converter to identify when the test will end in your region. Do I need Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus to participate in the open beta? Xbox Live Gold is required to play during early access to the open beta and to access multiplayer features at launch on Xbox platforms. Xbox Live Gold is not required to play during the open beta. Non-early access on Xbox platforms. PlayStation Plus is not required during early access or the open beta, but will be required to access multiplayer features at launch on PlayStation systems. If I'm unable to participate in the early access beta, will I have a chance to participate in future tests? The Diablo II Resurrected open beta will be playable to all those who wish to participate within the second weekend test. August 20th is open to the public. Are test participants permitted to capture, record, or stream the Diablo II Resurrected beta? Yes, all players are allowed to capture, record, or stream the game throughout the early access beta and open beta. Very, very nice. Why is the beta not playable on the Nintendo Switch? We are working closely with our platform partners to ensure a successful launch of Diablo II Resurrected on all platforms. While open beta will not be available for the Nintendo Switch system, the Heritage of Ariat Transmog for Diablo 3 is intended to be available as a pre-order incentive to players on the Nintendo Switch. When Diablo II Resurrected launches across all platforms on September 23rd, subject to changes, wishlist Diablo II Resurrected on Nintendo Switch here to stay up to date. Why are only 5 classes playable in the beta? Diablo II Resurrected will launch with 7 playable classes. We are focusing our gameplay testing on 5 of those classes. The Amazon, Barbarian, Sorceress, Druid, and Paladin, who will be joined by the Assassin and Necromancer when the game officially launches. What acts are playable in the beta? Diablo II Resurrected will launch with the full narrative experience of game alongside the narrative content of the expansion, Lord of Destruction. For this test, we really want to hone in on early gameplay in the settings of Act 1 and 2. Well, that sucks. We're only getting Act 1 and 2 again? Why is my character still attacked while at the loading screen? As mentioned in the Technical Alpha Learnings blog, characters will no longer spawn in a hostile place until the game is fully loaded, preventing characters from getting attacked or harmed during a loading screen. This fix is not in the build for the early access and open beta, but it will be in the game for launch. We didn't want to delay the timing of the upcoming tests for this issue. Will my progression from beta carry over to the next test? If you participate in early access weekend, your progression from that test will carry over to the open beta, which kicks off August 20th. Will I be able to load my Diablo II Classic save files into the early access or open beta? Players will not be able to import local offline saves from the original Diablo 2 to Diablo 2 Resurrected Early Access and Open Beta because this test is online only. At launch, players will be able to load their local offline saves by copying the save files from the original Diablo 2 to the Diablo 2 Resurrected. The underlying game engine is exactly the same, so those local saves will work, but they will need to be copied over manually. However, local save files, whether newly created or copied from Diablo 2, will be different from online save files. There are profound differences between the modern BattleNet of today and what we launched with Diablo 2 all those years ago. To enjoy all the modern online features, such as friend invites and greater security, players will need to create a new online character. Will the beta have controller support? Open beta will have controller support, however this is still under development, so only any feedback will be valuable for us during this testing phase. What is the regional availability of Diablo II Resurrected Early Access and Open Beta tests? Diablo II Resurrected Early Access and Open Beta will be available in most regions outside of China. Will the Diablo II Resurrected Early Access Beta and Open Beta tests support local languages? All supported languages, English, French, Italian, German, European, Spanish, Korean, Polish, Traditional Chinese, Mexican, Spanish, Japanese, Brazilian, Portuguese, and Russian will be implemented in the tests. Full language support is still a work in progress. Will TCP/IP support be available in early access to open beta tests? TCP/IP support will not be available in the upcoming beta or the final game. After careful deliberation, we will no longer be supporting this option as we identified potential security risks and are committed to safeguarding the player experience. When will the Diablo II Resurrected be released? September 23rd. Will there be a physical edition of Diablo II Resurrected? Diablo II Resurrected is a digital-only product. Boo. We also have minimum system requirements here. It doesn't look like they have changed. Well, we're still only getting Act 1 and 2. We're getting 2 new classes, so that's nice. It's going to be 2 weekends instead of 1 weekend like the alpha. From what it looks like, they didn't implement some of the changes because they said they didn't have time, which is weird. I mean, we will be able to stream it. That's pretty sweet. It's going to be available on everything except for the Nintendo Switch. That's pretty awesome. Not so awesome that we're stuck in Act 1 and 2 again. I think that's a little weird. I don't understand why we can't get to Act 3, 4, or 5. Anyway, as always, I am dedicated to bringing you guys this news as soon as humanly possible, and I appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos. Tune into Twitch. I definitely will be streaming this day one. Literally, when this game comes out, I will be streaming it. So swing on by and feel free to ask questions, and we can talk about all the different things. I'll whip out a controller. We can try out, the different characters with different controllers. I'm probably going to play a Smite Paladin as my first character, and then a Rabies Druid as my second, since the Paladin and the Druid were the ones that were just added. And as always, thanks for watching.